Hi, Shorty. How are you doing? Well, I thought I would show you what I was up to today. It's like every day, Ron has to fix something. Here, let me turn this around. All right. Well, I wanted to show you, first of all, look at my clean driveway. I finally got everything cleaned up because somebody in this neighborhood called the code inspector. And they said, your yard's a mess. And it is. But anyway, let's go down the driveway. Oh, I tell you, this has been causing me so many delays in working. First, I had this big blue engine here. Then it quit. So I put another big blue engine on here. And lo and behold, it quit. But yet when I put it back where it came from, it runs. Figure that, okay? Then this reel right here, when I would pull it in, the chain would slip. And I thought, what the heck? You know, nobody else's chains ever slip. And then it took me several days to get the two nuts off of there that were like darn near welded on there. Good grief, here comes a huge truck. Here, we'll watch it go past together. I wonder sometimes. This street that I live on is supposed to be a residential street, and yet everybody speeds on here, and there's kids here. And actually the people that speed the most are the mothers of the kids, taking them to school. So they're dangerous. Okay, so here I am. You always like to get into this mechanical stuff. So I have this little puny engine on here. And so far, this little thing has outdone all those other engines that are supposed to be bigger and better. And the chain hopefully will stay on now. It was like skipping really weird, and it would go and stuff. And so this is what, oh God, this is what I do. And I'm done with this, Shorty. I am so tired of it. I've been doing this business for 14 years. And this truck has been a good truck, but it runs on compressed natural gas, which makes filling it a real pain in the neck because, you know, every gas station sells gas and they sell diesel, petrol. Anyway, but compressed natural gas, you have to go to certain stations and they put it in these huge tanks that sit underneath this thing. It's like I'm driving around in something that's like a bomb. But anyway, it's turning into a real piece of garbage. And oh my gosh, girl. So I got to go out. I've got to finish this year because even though it's always blue sky, well, it's not always blue sky here. In the winter, it gets smoggy because of the cold air and the inversions. It's winter's coming. You know, you said it yourself the other day. You said that it was getting colder in Scotland. It's getting colder everywhere. Let me reverse this. Okay. So here I am in my scrunchy clothes. I was going to make you a really nice video, and I still can, you know, with my Halloween stuff on, and I'm thinking, oh, Ron, get to work. And I think I wrote that in a little letter I sent you a little while ago, that I have this this thing where I'm always looking, searching, and you always tell me about it too. You always say, Ron, quit looking into stuff, no more deep subjects, no more all this, and I always run into something else. And so I'm not even going to bring it up. But so I left you this little message that I wanted you to tell me whenever I start to talk like that. Say to me, Ron, have you done your work for today? Have you gone out and run a few miles? Have you done your Chinese? There's all these things that Ron could be doing. Oh my gosh, it's bright out here, isn't it? Maybe I shouldn't sit right here. I look like a ghost, huh? Oh my gosh, all this mess. Look at all these pallets. Here's some more work. I've got to take these pallets apart, for fence staves or firewood. It's just when my stuff comes for the company, it comes on all these big pallets. And they don't want them back, and I don't want them, and they usually end up in a dumpster. But here, we'll go out here. That's where it's green again. More like Scotland, okay? Instead of Utah. Okay, so that's one project I'm working on. And, oh my gosh, I have to turn this around. I don't know if you can see this. This gate. It's like totally falling apart. And then there's this huge pile of wood sitting on my little bridge that goes over my fake pond. And I gotta move it. Looks like it's gonna fall over on its own if I don't. Oh, look at this. Look at my hair, Shorty. That's its natural color. It's blondish. It's not like yours. It's not white. But it always fades to this color. First I tried to bleach it like yours. I wanted to look just like you. And instead, let's go over here. Instead, it didn't work. So I thought, okay, then I'll just make it really dark. I'll make it a brunette, like yours is normally, naturally, I should say. Oh my gosh, naturally, and that was fine, except the roots, this color started coming through. That's okay, and so Nola cut off. She cut off a lot of it because it was like different colors. And man, we're about 8 minutes here. Anyways, so now I can't make it into a ponytail again. And so what it does is it flips up and it won't stay down like it should. I'm always bugged by my hair, because it used to be really thick, really full and long, and I could braid it and I could do everything, and it just bugs the crud out of me that I can't do that anymore, except for wearing the wigs. And anyway, so what do you think about these different opportunities? I keep getting opportunities from backstage that are at home things where I guess I film. I guess I film skits. I think the problem that I'm having there is my house is a wreck. Having Evelyn over here, living here, she was born in a barn. What can I say? I need a house that's immaculate to do skits. And I'm not even sure. Anyway, there are so many on backstage. Every day they send me, another 100, seriously, 100 different opportunities for acting. And I'm doing, I don't know if Anne, Green Star, Anne. I don't know if Anne was all that excited about doing the um, subtitles, because I thought they were going to pay. And I was disappointed when it turned out that it was like a volunteer job. And so I thought, okay, figures, where one person volunteers, there's always going to be the temptation to make it an all volunteer job. And, but I thought it's an opportunity. If I can do it, if they can get to the filming part quickly here, and I have my mother's help, seeing that obviously my parents were from Holland, the Netherlands, it'd be no problem for her. But if they're going to take another year or two, it might be a problem, because my mother's 93 years old. And the problem might be she might be gone. So then it's going to be a problem. So, and then I got that offer from that place about the women's clothing. They called me an ambassador. Is that what they use? They said, we want you to be an ambassador for our company, and we want you to, do these commercials on for our line of clothes. And I don't know. I wrote them a couple times. They probably found a better person, which is fine. But I thought, this is stuff that I know that you would expect me to go after. When I got into ASMR, you know very well that I really, as hard as it's been, trying to learn all this technical stuff, I go after things, like you. You're a person that you go after things. You don't sit around and just sit still. You're always doing more and more, and trying more stuff. And so oh gosh, Shorty, yes, you have trained me well, girl, even though you say you didn't, but you did, because I followed your example. And you're an excellent teacher. You really are. I'll call you Professor Shortbread. Remember when you did that skit where you had us in the classroom and you named our names? That was a lot of fun. That was one of the funnest things, when you talked about your prized students. And I don't think I was even one of your patrons yet. And you said my name, and I was so impressed, because, technically I wasn't one of your best students. I guess I never have been. You probably think, no, Ron, you are one of my worst students. But I just wanted to talk to you. And but I know that you expect progress. And it's because of that keeps me going. It keeps me looking, it keeps me applying, it keeps me busy 24 hours a day. Even if it's all in my head, just having somebody with an expectation, Ron, get the job done. No more just wasting time on the internet. Just get out and do what we do, which is ASMR. Get out there, do the job, And now and then when you tell me that, if you will tell me that, get out there, do the job. I had a teacher when I was learning to weld in college, and he'd come around and he'd say, I don't see sparks coming down. You know, what are you guys doing? You know, we're here to learn to weld, and I want to see showers of sparks coming off those welding rods. And it taught me a lot. And also, once in a while, the teacher would go around and while we were at break or something, and he would change all the settings on the machines, so that when we got back, it would force us to go through and reset everything up again properly. He says, I don't want you to go out into the real world and have some pranksters out there and goof up your equipment and you not be able to instantly put it right back where it needs to be and on to work again. So I guess that applies to us and our microphones and all of our stuff. And I'm learning. It's a steep uphill curve, and to learn how to use this stuff, and I got to do it. There's no way around it. And the same with learning Chinese. Yesterday I went to the dentist, and my dentist is from Hong Kong. She's a wonderful gal, and I told her I was gonna, I was trying to learn to speak Chinese, and she said, boy, you got your work cut out for you. She says, I don't even know. She says, I don't even know if I could learn it if I wasn't born there. And, but she says, Hong Kong was a British colony. And so she said, most everybody in Hong Kong speaks English. I told her I want to go there. I want to go to Hong Kong, but I want to go to mainland China too. And of course, I'd want to go with somebody that knew the place, spoke Chinese. I'm still not as adventurous as you are. Okay, well, here it is, 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes on this thing, and I was going to keep it to 5 minutes, which is impossible for me. But I have to learn to do that too, to make short videos. Still setting up my Patreon. It's approved. I submitted it, Patreon approved it. I just really need to name my tiers, like you've got everything named, just different things, and have everything on paper, everything all figured out, everything. So it's just a step-by-step process, and not have to think, just have it all set up on the computer. And I think that's what's slowing me down just a little bit, is I'm still really intimidated by, okay, you got to do this, you got to figure tax, you've got to, I'm not even sure if it all goes through PayPal or like mine, Apple Pay. And I really don't know. I wish I knew somebody that lived around here that does Patreon. God, I wish I knew somebody. So, that could actually hands-on help me, hands-on. Okay, Shorty, I just wanted to chat with you a little bit and tell you what was going on, what I was up to, and I will talk to you later already. Bye-bye.